Hey folks, welcome to Monday, the 20th of September 2021. And we have a pretty quiet data slate for today ahead of us, but really the best fireworks, I think, in terms of data and events are going to come uh, Wednesday when we have FOMC minutes at 7 p.m. And I just need to clarify if there will be a speech on that or not. But Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, definitely going to be probably the more interesting in terms of volatility across data. And then we are going to be post FOMC Thursday and Friday. So I would expect actually there to be a lot more volatility than there was last week. So coming into this session, looking at where we are now, we have traded heavy on equities to the downside this morning. You're looking at the DAX currently trading 2% down, $312 down on the session. I think really there's going to be fantastic support coming in at S3. A lot of different levels in this area from higher time frame participants point of view as well. But let's get up the NASDAQ while we're here and see what we can see. And so the Nasdaq coming down to meet its 50 EMA, which is currently trading 15,118. That's the exponential moving average, not the simple moving average. So it's sort of a faster moving average, if you like. But I do see there on the Nasdaq, we are going to be coming into a pretty interesting area. Sort of this, quite quite well held resistance right back earlier in the year in July and again in August. And so, that's 15,117 right in there with the EMA 15,118. So I do like this area for getting on the longs. I don't think there's anywhere suitable to get into a short right now on this market. FOMC to come in this week also. So what else you can see is on SPOOs right now. It's coming into this sort of double top from the 13th, 14th of July. These are daily bars. The 100 EMA does loom below 43.05s. But if I put on my chart calculator, you can see that a move from there down. It's another 1.5% down. I was looking at something earlier with the elite team, and that would be the 42.19s area to trade. I actually really like this area down here, the 42.19 and a half. That is a 3.5% move from our low of day so far. So, uh, are we going to get that today? I don't think so. You can already see some buyers coming in, excess on the lows here in SPOOs, sort of in this area that we've had for quite some time on our charts. Of course, if you'll remember, this was that sort of consolidation area shelf, if you like, that we got into and traded, bounced between, and then when we got up, it was actually quite a good spring point to get on for the market to push higher. And I think we did have a retest. Sorry, since in here, before then pushing up. Um, Off of the 50. You'll see off the 50. So I do like this area, and we're trading on the bottom of that right now. If I just fast forward in time, so I think this is an interim area for the buyers to pick it up, maybe trade back up to the 50 EMA, and then I would presume there would be resistance up in this area, in around 44.21s and a half. So just a bit of technical moving around for the SPOOs today. I'm not a huge fan of getting on board at this time of day with US equities. And of course, the Dow, we can't go anywhere without talking about the Dow. You can see here on the weekly bars, selling off to start off this week down 1.38%, coming into the high of the 12th of April, which was a fantastic little line in the sand, you'll see, for the week of the 20th of June and the 6th of July. If we go back to a daily picture on the Dow, just look at it like this. The 100 EMA. I actually don't have my 200 on right now. Um, Let me do that while I'm talking right now. So let's just duplicate this EMA and turn it into a 2 and 2 and and get the label 2, and we'll put that on there. And that shows us, yeah, really nice support. Should we like the SPOOs, should we continue to push 32,817 where the 200 EMA trades right now? I think we could easily make a push down to the high there from the 18th of March and the 29th and 30th high of March, and also this pullback area 21st of July or June. I think we could find some buyers in here. I don't know about you. I certainly think we could. So we'll mark that one up there. Further downside if we get it. Yeah, I don't know about anywhere interesting to short this thing. I mean, I think if we did push to the 34,403s, I don't think we're going to see that though, until we trade and make an assault in the 33,919s area, and try and pick up some buyers there. So oil, actually, let's go over to gold first up. Gold on the daily, because we've kind of broken down on this mega uptrend. You have daily bars here on gold. I'll take off these moving averages. Well, actually, no, I'm going to leave them on for now. But let's see if we just change that to gray. Yeah, you can see here that I think if we push up on the 17,624s, I think the buyers have way too much work to do to push above R1 and hold R1. Yeah, it's a lot of work for them to push to R1, but then to hold that area, make a floor here and then push on. I just can't see that happening. I really can't see that happening. I like shorts around R1 1764.6. And, if you do get a flush test on the trend, all the better for the shorts, if you ask me. Let's see. Let's just put that one down. And gold, or sorry, oil. I keep mixing up those two for some reason. Oil, yeah, here's on the weekly chart. I think it's having, well, obviously it is having a pullback right now. I would like to be shorting this thing from about 20s, just below pivot, and then to get down on, down to pressure into 69.38s, find some buyers, even 68.80s, find some buyers. I was looking at some higher time frame charts earlier on with the elite team, and the big news is that we could test the 100 EMA. It is all entirely possible for that to happen. For those of you who aren't experienced with trading oil and watching oil move, I mean, that's not a huge move for oil, albeit it would be, pretty high up in the percentages. It's down 1.7% that market right now. You could be down. What would that be actually if I get the chart calculator on? At market, down to there would be like a 16% move. Yeah, I mean, I've seen that, but only over huge volatility. I would be more looking at a pullback to the, 69.38. That's 1.5 more down from where we are. Really bad situation. You might get a 5% continuation down to 67.12's test. But look, I don't see that move unfolding right now, notwithstanding headline risk, of course. OPEC have already restated as of today that they are not planning any surprises for their next meeting. And jumping on the bund this morning, over that downside in DAX, buying it just below R1. I was saying you just got to get in there and get your feet wet if you see the DAX coming down so much. Sure enough, you've seen that push. More traders jumping in with me on that trade. So I'm looking at, I've already taken something off 171.44s. I think we can have a run to 171.89s, especially if if the buyers just do not appear on the DAX. And so then we have to look over at T notes as well. Similar stuff, 133.5s, I think, to trade on this. Before then we can kind of get a bit more neutral with our view on the markets and what place bonds are going to play in that, in continued volatility in equities. If you ask me, I think we're going to have a short-lived bounce on bonds to pick up the sellers, and then we could probably spend the rest of the week. Once we've flushed out that downside in equities, I think then we could kind of like soften off from maybe like around here on T notes 133.8s. But Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of trading T-notes US paper, to be honest. So that's it for me for today. Any questions or queries, hit me up in the chat room in Discord. And looking forward to more traders coming through this week into the room. And if I don't see you, have a fantastic day. Cheers.